Today we'll start Unit 7 of your focus book, and it's about shopping. Here's a quote that says, "People who say money can't buy you happiness don't know where to go shopping." What do you think it means? Does it mean that all we need to know is the right places to shop, then we can buy happiness with money? This quote actually reminds me of a very popular meme online. You can see there are so many variations of this meme. There are even printed t-shirts, caps, and mugs. The meme says, "Money can't buy you happiness, but it can buy you a jet ski, and that's kind of the same thing because no one can be sad on a jet ski." Do you think that you'll be happy once you've bought a jet ski? And do you think anyone would be happy once they've bought a jet ski or received it as a present? I personally don't really care for a jet ski, and honestly I don't even know what to do with it if you gave me one. But this saying is all over the internet as a joke. What do you think the joke is? Perhaps it is hinting at the luxurious life that rich people can have, and that many people also want to have that kind of lifestyle. However, just like I wouldn't want a jet ski, and perhaps you don't want one either, there is just no one solution that we can buy with money and say that it will give us happiness. So although this is a very popular saying online, it is not the truth, and it is not teaching you to buy a jet ski so that you can get happiness, but it is simply suggesting that happiness is not something on the market that we can buy, but there are different things that we can purchase or give others in order to make them a little happier. Also, the thing that we buy to be happy is different for everyone. So today, as we talk about shopping, let's go through some types of shops and things that we can buy and see if some of these are things that you like. Let's start. Let's look at exercise 1 on page 84 of your book. Here are some items that we can buy and the types of shops that we buy them in. Let's go through them together. Question 1. If you want to buy toys, not for yourself but for your dog, you get it from a pet shop. If you go to a butcher's, to butcher means to cut meat. The person who does the butchering is also called a butcher. And since they are cutting meat, that's where you buy meat. Question 3. A newsagent is like the newspaper stalls we see on the streets. You can buy magazines, comic books, as well as newspapers. Question 4. At a baker's, a person who bakes sells bread. Let's also take a look at some different types of bread. The most basic ones would be white, wheat, or whole grain bread, depending on the flour that you choose. Pretzel is a German snack, and bagel and donuts are two of the very few types of bread that are boiled in water before they are baked. On the bottom we have the baguette, also known as the French bread, and above it we have a kind of bread that looks like the horns of a cow. It's also French, called croissant. All of these can be found at bakeries, along with pies, cookies, sometimes even sourdough. A classic, delicious kind of bread. Question 5. You buy toys and games at a toy shop, of course. And when you go to a greengrocer's, you buy vegetables. Note that the word greengrocers is strictly British, and you will not be understood if you say this in the United States. If you're over there, simply say the grocers and they'll understand you. For question 7, you buy shoes and sandals at a shoe shop, and you buy clothes at a clothes shop. For smaller shops that sell clothes, we also call them a boutique. Now let's look at the text on page 84. It is about a shopping mall called the Mall of America. It says that shopping malls used to be indoor shopping centers, and what we do there is just to shop. But some of the biggest shopping malls around the world are much more than shopping centers. Saying that it is much more than means it is above and beyond our expectations, which means there are more than shops for you to buy things in these big shopping malls. There are a list of things that you can do in the mall, from buying trainers to having a ride in the theme park there, or go look at sharks in the aquarium. You can even add get married to your shopping list. Adding this to your shopping list doesn't mean you're going to buy a marriage. It is a way of saying this is something that you can do when you are just going there for shopping, because there are just so many choices for you. Now listen to 5 people giving their opinion about shopping malls. Match speakers 1 to 5 with their opinions A to E.
1.
I love going to the mall. Everything I need is in the same place. Clothes, food, entertainment, everything. I can buy a bottle of shampoo, a packet of biscuits, a new pair of skis, and a bunch of flowers for my mum, all in the same place. Sometimes we go to the mall and spend all day there. We go shopping in the morning, have lunch, and then go to the cinema.
2.
I never go to a restaurant or cafe in a shopping mall. I don't enjoy eating somewhere where there aren't any windows. And I really don't like buying food in those places. I know I'm old-fashioned, but I like to buy my meat at the butcher's, my bread at the baker's, and my vegetables at the greengrocer's. I think it's terrible that these huge shopping malls take business away from the smaller shops.
3.
Shopping malls are okay. They're quite convenient. It doesn't matter what the weather's like. I hate shopping in the rain, but in the mall it's no problem. It's also easy to park at the mall. The car parks are enormous. Also, you don't have to pay in cash. In the mall, you can pay for everything by card. It's so easy.
4.
The problem with shopping malls is that they're all the same. And the shops are so expensive. There are too many designer shops. Who pays £600 for a handbag? Not me. I can't afford it. The only time I go to the mall is when there's a sale on or something's on special offer. Then I'm happy because I can pick up a bargain. But most of the time, I just go window shopping.
5.
I think shopping malls are good because there's something for everybody. I go to a shopping mall with my family about once a month, and we all go to different shops. My mum goes to the clothes shops, my dad goes to the book shops, my sister goes to the shoe shops, and I go to the sports shops.
Let's check our answers. The ideas and words here are quite easy, so we won't dwell on them. I'd like to just draw your attention to the term designer shops. These are usually luxurious brands which are named after the chief designers. This is a photo of the famous shopping boulevard in Hong Kong, Canton Road. The reason why people like to shop along Canton Road is not just because they have so many designer shops like Gucci, Prada, Louis Vuitton, and the others. Aside from convenience, most of these designer shops have their flagship stores on Canton Road. The term flagship comes from a long way back when cruising was still the main way of transport. During battles or whenever ships had to travel in groups, they needed a bigger ship to lead the way, and that ship usually puts up a flag that is visible to everyone else. That ship is called the flagship. So flagship can mean the leading one. In other words, the designer shops along Canton Road are the leading ones or bigger in size compared to the other branches of the same brands. Now keep your textbook open on page 85 At the same time, turn your word store booklet to page 15. For word store 7a, take the red words from the text we read just now and group them into these categories. Afterwards, use these words to complete exercise 7 on page 85. You have 1 minute to complete both parts. Let's check the answers. And now let's see how you did for exercise 7. For question 1, out of all of the choices that we have, the only thing that comes in pairs would be trainers, or in the States, they call it sneakers. Question 2, the only thing you can change is a light bulb. It means changing from an old one to a new one that works. Question 3, the only place you can have a ride is a theme park, not an aquarium, not the cinema. Question 4. Out of our choices, what you can buy that is expensive and related to perfume has to be toiletries. Question 5. You post parcels at the post office. And finally, to clean a rug or a carpet, you use a vacuum cleaner. Notice there are 2 letter U's in the word vacuum. For word store 7b, let's first complete exercise 8 together. We are looking at quantifiers, meaning how we count certain things. For example, question 1, shampoo is usually in a bottle. So we say a bottle of shampoo. Biscuits usually come in small packets, so a packet of biscuits. Question 3, skis are something we have to wear on both feet. So they come in pairs, a new pair of skis. Finally, when you buy flowers, you usually buy a bunch of them so that they are tied up and look nice. Now please use the words from exercise 8 and exercise 10 to complete word store 7b on page 15 of your word store booklet. You have 1 minute to do so. Let's check the answers. You can copy most of the quantifiers from exercise 8. As for the new examples from exercise 10, this is how you group them. Among all of these, let's take a look at question 5, a packet of crisps. Crisps is how people call potato chips in the UK. If you say chips in the UK, it means fries. So when you order the famous fish and chips, it means deep-fried fish fillet and French fries. For word store 7C, guess the meaning of the underlined phrases in exercise 11 and match them to word store 7C on page 15 of your word store booklet. You have 1 minute. Let's check the answers. Here is a quick note on the pronunciation of 2 of the words. Number 2, get a refund. The word refund can be used as a verb and a noun. When we use it as a verb, we would say refund. Can you refund the money to me? But when it is a noun, we would say refund, just like get a refund. Next, number 5, keep the receipt. The letter P is silent, so do not read it as receipt, because the correct pronunciation is receipt.